Hi, welcome back to video 3, the most exciting video, if you ask me. I'm Julie Hoffman. I'm the Street Smart Diva, and I want to welcome you to this video today. Sorry, I got to itch my nose. And if you've watched video 1 and video 2, then you know that I have kind of an exciting story when it comes to real estate investment. If you haven't, then please go back and have a look at video 1 and video 2. Because there's a lot of free information, and you're going to get free content. You're going to get free tools that'll help you get started in real estate without any money and without needing to know anything about real estate. Because if you use the tools that I give you, you are going to know what you're doing when it comes to property, what to look for, and understanding the numbers. So just a little bit about my background. I've been investing in real estate since 2001. I've transacted over 300 deals and over $80 million in real estate. Now, during the recession, we were hit pretty hard. In fact, we lost almost everything. And I know, that just sounds terrible, but it was actually a gift. In fact, going through the recession, needing to find innovative ways to stay alive as a company is what ended up making me very street smart when it came to real estate. So yeah, multiple foreclosures and eventual bankruptcy. Believe it or not, it was a gift, because what it's done is it's led me to today. So I'm really glad to be here. I'm really honored to be able to talk to you a little bit more about our upcoming course called The Street Smart Buyer. But before I get into that, I want to let you know I'm not a realtor. A lot of people think that I am a realtor. And I actually have a lot of people ask me, should I get my real estate license? And it's not necessary. I mean, if you want to, you can. But actually, when you are a realtor, you have a lot of restrictions. You have less freedom than you do when you are just a real estate investor. Another question that I get often is, I don't have a lot of time. Let me tell you, real estate does not take a lot of time. At one time, we had a portfolio of 36 properties, and we owned them with a partner who did a lot of the rent collection and property management and that kind of thing, because we had properties in another city. But I would say with a property portfolio, from what I can remember, it was a little while ago, I didn't work more than 10 hours a week. Now, the first of the month is pretty exciting. If you have a lot of turnover, yes, it's going to take a little bit more time. But for the most part, and if you do it right, and in my upcoming course, the Street Smart Buyer, you get a full landlording course. Street Smart Landlording is what it's called, on little tips and tricks on how to select good tenants, how to keep good tenants, and how to do it right up front so that you can put your properties on, basically autopilot and just coast and collect rent checks and let your tenant pay down your mortgage for you. So just check that out. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. Another question that I get, or a concern that I get, is, sometimes people say it's too late for me in life. Well, I work with people very recently in their 60s and in their 70s, because they're going to live longer. They've got kids, they've got grandkids, they've got a legacy that they want to establish. You know what? The retirement that they have in place right now, it's just not going to cut it. So yeah, I have people ranging from 18 years old to in their 70s that are just learning real estate investment for the first time. Absolutely. I mean, an extra $20,000 even in one property can make a big impact in somebody's world. So I just want to take you back to, it's kind of the story before the story. I started out like a lot of people. I went to school. I got good grades. I got into a good university. I got 2 university degrees, got a doctorate in physical therapy. So I went to university forever, and I was just wired to have a job, and basically be in the rat race. If any of you have ever heard of the rat race, that's how I was built. That was my path. And then my husband came home when I was about 5 months pregnant with our first child, and he didn't come home. He called me. Never forget that phone call. And he said, honey, I've got a great idea. He had just attended a real estate investment seminar. And in that seminar, he learned that 95% of all millionaires have done so through real estate. That really got his attention, because he was also in the rat race. working really, really hard. He was self-employed, very successful business, a home hardware, which is like Ace Hardware for all my American friends who are watching this. Third generation family business, and you know what? He was run off his feet. So yeah, the idea of being a millionaire through real estate, it was really appealing to him. So he said, we should do this. And I said, okay, why not? And I ended up doing most of the work because he was so busy with his job, and I had more time on my hands. I could make phone calls on my lunch break. I could go see properties in the evenings and on weekends. And within a couple of months, we had bought 3 rental properties, all without a single dime of our own money and without qualifying for financing. And so I thought I was good. I was like, okay, I've got my 3 rental properties, and I get a little more in depth on my rental properties and some of the tools that I have, some of the free tools that I have. So again, go back to video 1 and 2 and just have a look so that you know what I'm talking about. But regardless, I had 3 properties. I was done. I just figured, okay, we've got our properties, we're good. I'm going to have a baby, and then I'm going back to work because I had gone to university forever. And yeah, I'm going to use this degree. Thank you very much. And then everything changed when my daughter arrived. I took one look at her. I fell madly in love, just like every parent does. And I knew I wanted to spend as much time with her as I possibly could. And I knew that real estate would help me do that. So I went on, and over the next year, I bought another 12 properties. I had another baby. By 2006, I had a portfolio of 36 properties with equity of over $2 million in them, and I also had another baby. Yes, I keep having babies. And it was fantastic. So by 2006, we had 36 properties, doing extremely well. Of course, there were a lot of challenges with it, because there are challenges when it comes to property and houses and tenants and that kinds of thing. But overall, we were doing very, very well. We're doing so well, in fact, that I was ready to take the next step. I was ready to buy my first apartment building. And so I put my feelers out there, and I was actually able to buy an apartment, a 15-unit apartment building with only $100,000 down that I pulled out of equity from all of my houses. So it wasn't money out of my pocket, and I did not have to qualify for financing. In fact, I wasn't allowed to qualify for financing on the property. And go back to video 2 if you want to hear that story. It's a great story. So we had bought our first property, and then we were introduced to something called condo conversion, and that's where you take a building and like a 20-unit building, and you make it 20 separate little titles, and you sell them for profit. That's what we were doing. In fact, we did that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And we would profit in these buildings anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 to as much as $800,000 per property. And it was absolutely so much fun. If you ever have a chance to get involved in a condo conversion frenzy, do it. It really, really was such a wonderful time in life. Quit while you're ahead. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun for me. And a great learning experience. Now, we were doing so well, buying and selling properties. Oh, and I forgot to add this. These properties would sell in a month. We would buy them, and they would be sold out in a month. So we decided to buy more. I mean, who wouldn't keep buying more? So we bought 5 more properties with the intention of condo converting and selling them for profit, just like we had done. We bought them going into the fall of 2007. Now, for those of you who don't know, one of the first real estate investors to feel the impact of a real estate slowdown are condo converters. And we went from selling buildings in a month to not a single buyer in sight. We bought them with extremely expensive money, and so basically spent the next 4 years fighting to save the business, and then unfortunately having a major partnership dispute, and going from millions of dollars in net worth, millions of dollars in a real estate portfolio, to multiple foreclosures and eventual bankruptcy. Now, there were so many times during the challenging times that I kept wondering, what did I do to deserve this? Why is this happening to me? It was like waking up every morning for 4 years in a nightmare. It was that scary. Oh, and by this time I had 5 children. So all these little people, depending on me, it was just a really, really challenging time of life. Didn't understand why. Well, I finally discovered why. And so that I can help people who haven't started investing in real estate, or maybe they want to take their real estate to the next level. I can help you play the game of real estate and win through all of the lessons that I've learned along the way. So I'm so excited to be able to share with you my upcoming course called the Street Smart Buyer. And there's just some things that I really like about the training that I want to show you. First of all, it's online. And I'm live online, but it's still very interactive. You don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. And so it's just going to make it so much easier. When I started in real estate, I had to travel. I had to travel at least an hour depending on what city the real estate investment seminar was in. So I had to sometimes stay in a hotel, definitely had gas expenses. Sometimes I had childcare expenses. Of course, the more children that I had. And so, I really had to go out of my way. So I wanted to find a solution for people who, they still want to have access to some of the information that I have, but we've been able to create something where I'm able to teach you totally online. So I just love that about technology, and I'm really excited to be able to use technology to reach more people, to help people, get started or, again, go to the next level. So don't have to leave the comfort of your own house or home office or wherever you want to watch the training. If for some reason you can't make a class, they're going to be weekly classes, then don't worry. Every single class is going to be recorded, and you're always going to have a copy of that recording. So if you want to go back and you want to review what we went over in class, you can. If you miss class, again, you get the recording, so it's not like being there. Of course it's not, but you're still covered. During class, I do a lecture, and I just share with you the information that I have, my Street Smart tips and tricks, anywhere from just how to get started, contracts. I'm going to give you scripts on exactly what to say, how to bring up real estate, what to say to a prospective tenant, how to advertise, how to take good care of your tenants, otherwise known as your customers, paperwork to get started in low money down to no money down real estate opportunities, letters of understanding. Letters of understanding are huge. I use them with tenant buyers, I use them with tenants, I use them with anybody that I work in a joint venture partnership, and I use them when I buy properties without qualifying for financing. So there's just a ton of information, and again, a lot of tips and tricks along the way. Every class is going to have masterminding, so it's basically a question and answer period. So this is where, bring your questions, and in all the answers, the questions and the answers, they're going to benefit the group. So that's just additional masterminding basically that you're going to get from these courses. You're going to get an entire workbook on how to become a street smart buyer. Again, the information is going to come to you weekly, so it's not going to be like a fire hose. You're going to be able to just kind of digest information, practice some things, look into some things during the course of the week, so that again, it just doesn't feel overwhelming. There are going to be other students in class that you can interact with. We're going to have a private Facebook page for people that maybe they discover something along the way that's going to benefit everybody. I absolutely love that. That's one of the best things about the mastermind. All right, you get it. This is a great course, lots of content, lots of information. But what's this going to cost me? You might be thinking, what's this going to cost me? Well, I'm about to get into that. But before I do, I want to share with you that you have 3 additional bonuses when you sign up for the Street Smart Buyer course. And the first bonus is actually a person. His name is Bill Bico, and he is the educated landlord. And he's going to be joining us for every session. Bill has been investing in real estate for as long as I have. Only here's the thing. He's landlorded over 5 times more tenants than I have. That's over 1,500 tenants. And he brings just a great amount of knowledge and experience, as well as his own insight into how to make real estate investment work. He knows how to buy creatively, sell creatively, and just his information alone on the landlording portion of our course is worth literally thousands of dollars. So looking forward to having you meet Bill and experience him for yourself. The second bonus that you guys all get is a head start. You're going to get immediate access to my previous online real estate investment training course. You're going to get access to all of the recordings, literally over 15 hours of lecture and information, as well as hundreds of pages of content. You're going to have immediate access to that information. So again, if you don't want to wait 12 weeks to learn everything, you can get a head start. The third bonus that you're going to get is access to the Street Smart Educated Landlord Training Series. Again, it's just thousands and thousands of dollars of information on landlording that can help you get started right away. All right, so what you have to do next, oh, I should tell you the price, shouldn't I? All of this for the low, low price, literally thousands of dollars of information, tens of thousands of dollars of information for only $499. Now this is only for a limited time. Class starts June 15th and the cart's only going to be open until June 14th, so you've got to take action right away. All you have to do is click on the button to your right hand side and you'll get all the information that you need in order to get started, in order to get registered for the Street Smart Buyer course. As soon as you register, you're going to get those downloads, and I just know you're going to love them. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate your time. I'm going to leave you with a quote. This is from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was the 32nd President of the United States, and he was just really a smart guy. His words are, "Real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. Managed with care and paid for in full, it is about the safest investment in the world." So I look forward to seeing you on June 15th. We'll see you then.